the door on all of it. You bought a Lamborghini on eBay? That's what I live for. Watching that. What's in that garage? What's in that garage? Hey there, I'm Christy McDonald, and welcome to What's in That Garage. We're here at the M1 Concourse, surrounded by some serious horsepower. It's the perfect place to introduce you to our streaming series on Local 4 that's dedicated to speed demons, classic collectors, and gearheads all across Michigan. You know, behind every car, there's a story, and we're finding them one garage at a time. Some garages are straight up glamour like this one. Others are pure nostalgia. For this first story, we're heading downriver to a former bowling alley that now houses the most colorful collection. All right, I got a note that I had to come see this garage, but this doesn't look like a garage at all. Steve, Legal, it's good to see you.
Christy, it's good to have you here.
All right, this looks like a bowling alley.
It used to be a bowling alley.
It used to be a bowling alley, but wait, there's cars in here?
There's cars in here.
I only see one door.
Let's get the door open so you can come and see what's in my garage.
All right, let's see what's in that garage.
Let's go.
Let's go. And I see nothing.
Do me a favor, Christy. Just reach around the corner and turn the lights on in the big room.
All right. This is Thunderbird heaven that I'm walking into right now.
I'm glad you're here. This is a 1957 Ford Thunderbird in dusk rose.
55 was the original year, right?
That's correct, and there's one of those just over there, the turquoise blue, robin's egg blue,
I mean, of
Thunderbird
course.
blue, 55 Thunderbird.
Ford was talking about personal luxury at that time. And you see kind of the, homage to aviation at the time, which was also very popular, and that luxurious experience to be able to fly places.
Very much so. Thunderbird is the cool enough car to take out on a date, but it's also formal enough that a banker could drive it to the office.
What is it about the Thunderbird that makes you so excited about it and makes you a collector?
Thunderbird is a personal luxury car. I've always enjoyed the style. It represents the exuberance and the enthusiasm of the 1950s. Wherever you take this car, you get attention and you get appreciation. I like cool cars of my generation. This is the 1970 Challenger, the first year of the original Challengers. This is an RTSE. It has the big block 440 engine, the luxury vinyl top, smaller window, leather interior. This was the high-end luxury version of a muscle car.
So then fast forward, now we're in modern day.
You know, I just felt compelled. I had the retro
I felt compelled.
I felt compelled. I had the retro generation Thunderbird, and I had the classic Thunderbirds. Now I've got the first year of the Challenger and the first year. This is 2008, one of 6,400 Dodge Challengers made for the 2008 initial production run.
One of these things is not like the other, and I gotta say, it's the El Camino here.
It is the El Camino.
The original crossover when you start thinking about utility vehicles, right?
59, that's what this is, with the cat's eye taillights and the eyebrow wind.
First year for the El Camino.
First year for El Camino, that is correct.
El Camino, Spanish for?
The road.
That's right.
There are cars that I enjoyed in my youth. And growing up in Detroit, there was no shortage of every year had a new model, a new style, a new design. Most everybody worked in the automotive industry in one way or another. My first car was a 65 Plymouth that I inherited from my dad's uncle. It cost $25 and it came with a list of things you had to do every day to keep driving it.
Exactly, turn it a little bit here, pump it a little bit over there.
That's right. It all starts with one 99-cent Hot Wheel car.
And then the dreams begin, and all of a sudden you're taking a bowling alley and you're turning it into a car mecca.
That's exactly what I did. Thunderbirds have been popular toys for a long time. You know, even Barbie has a Thunderbird.
This is amazing.
There's decades and decades of toys in this room. One of several rooms I have here.
I'm sorry, several?
Several rooms here in the bowling alley, that's right.
We're going to have to montage this. So why do you collect all of this?
Well, each of the things in my collection has a connection with someone else. Either someone else's played with toy, someone else's collection, someone else's interest. People from around the world have actually contributed to my collection. So it's not about the thing, it's about the connection.
As we continue the Thunderbird parade,
Yes.
we cannot forget about this gorgeous one right here. What year are we looking at?
And it really is gorgeous. This is
Yeah.
a 1966 Ford Thunderbird Landau hardtop. And the Landau refers to there's no passenger window for the back seat. You have the elegance of an enclosed back seat.
I think what's really cool about looking at this car is the evolution from 55 now to this year, and
Yes.
everything that Ford did to kind of change it out, sleek it out a bit. Can we take a ride?
Let's take it for a ride.
Let's take it for a spin. This is nice.
It's just so smooth
It
and
is
so
so smooth.
elegant.
Oh my gosh. I feel very regal driving it.
That's right.
It's not about speed for you, is it?
No, not in this car.
It runs well too. Like, what kind of rehab have you had put into this, or work you've done? Because I know you also have your own garage where you're actually working on these cars.
That's right. This car required very little. It only has 35,000 miles on it. A muffler and a fuel pump and a couple of other things, but this is as original as it can be. And that's what's in my garage.
Bowling alley.
Bowling alley.
Car lovers get pretty creative when finding a space for their classics, but where do you put your cars when it's the largest private collection in the world? You'll meet Ron coming up.
There weren't any big 3, there were big 2,000.
And a dad's pride and joy is passed down to his daughters and turns heads with some pretty unique features.
I was driving it recently and a guy pulled up and he's like, "Hey, there's a lady driving that car." He's like, "All right, yeah, go."
You're like, we exist.
Yeah, no, he was like, "That's very cool."
Hey, welcome back to What's in That Garage, the streaming series for gearheads and car lovers everywhere. For this next garage, we're going to head on out to Ferndale, and it's really a father's nostalgia car that his two daughters now have, and they've put some pretty distinct touches on it. Think nail polish color. I love this neighborhood. This is so cute. We've got a cute tiny garage in the back. I can't wait to see what's in it. Emiliana?
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Welcome, welcome.
So much for having us here.
Yes.
And I love that we just have a very simple garage.
Simple
back here,
garage,
but
simple
something
garage.
very exciting inside we were told
Yes.
that we had to see.
Very special, very special. Yeah.
So tell me about the shirt then. It says, yes,
that's
it's mine.
related. When we go to car shows with our husbands, both of who are not car people, people usually go straight to them, you know, tell me about the car, tell me about the car. So a friend had these made right before Dream Cruise so that people would know who to talk to. They still, yeah.
I love the shirt, and I want to see what's in that garage, all right? All of this is amazing.
It's a 53 Chevy 210 sedan, and what's notable in 53 is Bel Air switched to being a trim. So this had been a little high end, and then the Bel Air came in. So pretty common, you know, I don't know if you would say the Corolla of Chevys, but a pretty common car. And it's of course a mutt. It does not have an original engine. We think it has an LS. It does have hydraulics, so you can raise and lower it.
Nice.
It's on bagged coilovers, incredibly tight front end, not much give to it. And you can see it's shaved, so there's no emblem, there's no anything on it, no handles, no handles. That's kind of a Southern California, New Mexico thing, a little bit of the lowrider aesthetic. I'm from New Mexico, and Espanola is the lowrider capital of the world, so we had to like nod to Espanola. My dad had retired when he was driving home from tennis, and he saw them unloading it at a garage, and he did a U-turn and went in and said, "I will take it." And the guy said to him, "Do you want to know what it costs?" So
Oh, no.
we don't know. We don't know where it came from before it got to Santa Fe, New Mexico. Have no idea. So this is a car that my sister and I co-own. It was my dad's when he passed away in 2012 of cancer. we decided to keep it. It's been, I don't know, bi-coastal if you can count the lakes as a coast. My dad was from New Mexico. We had it in LA together for 6 years, and then my husband shipped it out right before Dream Cruise for my 50th birthday with my sister, and it's been here ever since.
I can only imagine what the conversation was between the two of you on should we keep this car?
It was an easy, belated decision. We wish we had told him before he left. It was his pride and joy. It was his favorite thing. I was working at Motor Trend at the time and talking to the guys at Hot Rod who were like, "You're going to keep it, aren't you?" And realized I wanted it. Said to my husband, "I'm going to tell Maria I want to keep the car." We would do downtown Burbank shows. Here we've done Dream Cruise, of course, some just cruise-ins, different big boys here, some of the custard stands have.
You get a lot of woos.
We got a lot of thumbs up. I was driving it recently and a guy pulled up and he's like, "Hey, there's a lady driving that car." He's like, "All right, yeah, go."
You're like, "We exist."
Yeah, no, he was like, "That's very cool." So when we got on Woodward the first time, it was like, "Hey, Dad, you know, we got you here." So, yeah.
That must have been a moment for you.
It was cool, yeah.
Yeah. Now I'm looking at the back, which is beautiful. You got a California plate on this with your dad's initials.
My dad's initials in the year of the car because, in case people don't know, which they should know, but that's the year of the car. We got a sticker in honor of him the first time we took it to a car show. So, flying with ravens. He lived in the mountains. He absolutely loved ravens. They were his favorite bird, animal, whatever. And he actually designed this pinstriping.
Oh my gosh.
He died, it had a beige 70s interior. We think it was done in the 70s, and we knew we wanted to, kick it up a little. So my sister took it to an upholsterer in West Hollywood, and I think we were going to do yellow, and then she said, "You know what? There's red glitter vinyl." So we were like,
and
yes,
you say that is a no-brainer.
Yes.
Red glitter
yes,
vinyl.
Except when you were cruising, it's incredibly hot. And then the dash is actually based off of a Zoya nail polish color. I can't remember what it is, Zoya red. So we took that in and they said, this is a first to be asked to match a nail polish. Also did not think that through. When it's really sunny, it's pretty blinding.
Yeah.
So.
All right, now I'm gonna ask you probably the toughest question. Who's the better driver, you or your sister?
Oh, that's a good question. Well, she drives in LA, so she has a lot more experience. But when it comes to this too, you'll see I have a pillow. My legs are too short, so she's probably a little more comfortable. I would say we're about even. I have more hours in performance cars. Not that that matters when driving those.
Yeah.
But.
It's so good.
Yeah, it is. It's gonna be a little squeaky. Woohoo! You can feel all the bumps.
It's all right.
It's all right. You just have to know.
Unfortunately, in Michigan,
There's a lot. Yes, you don't want to hit a pothole.
What is the feeling when you are driving this car?
It's so fun. It's fun to get thumbs up. Every time we turn it on, we say a little prayer. Dad, can you make it start? And that's what's in my garage.
Coming up next, I hadn't even heard of these cars, but the world's largest private collection of them is right here in Michigan. That's when What's in That Garage comes right back. Welcome back to What's in That Garage. All right, I got an email from a viewer named Ron. Ron was like, "You have to come see what's in my garage. I have Kissels." What are Kissels? You'll see, because Ron has the world's largest private collection of them. All right, it's a beautiful day. It doesn't look like much, but I think we're in the right place because I see a sign that says Ron's Garage. Ron.
Christy, good
Great
seeing
to see you.
Good seeing you.
Thanks for having us here.
Thank you, my pleasure.
It doesn't look like much from the outside, I gotta say, the
it's supposed to be
garage-wise.
that way,
It's supposed to be that way because, what's inside?
A beautiful collection, the largest private collection of Kissel cars in the world.
So we're looking at a collection that is one of the rarest, would you say, in the world?
I would say, yes. Everyone's heard of Stutz's and Duesenbergs, but America had several dozen high-end manufacturers, and Kissel was one of them. And I made it a point of my retired life to collect them and restore them and bring them back to their glory.
All right, Ron, it's time to see what's in that garage. You
I
ready?
will unveil them. You want me
Let's
just
do
to
it.
walk in?
Do it.
Okay.
So these are Kissels.
Kissel cars, yes.
You have to give us now Kissel 101.
Okay.
Because you're looking at how many do you have in this collection?
I have 10. Manufactured cars from 1906 until 1929. They made about 28,000, 30,000 cars.
They seem really fancy too. These
They
are working cars.
They're high-end cars.
Right.
They were known as custom built because they made their own engines, they made their own bodies. They were essentially self-sufficient in rural Hartford, Wisconsin, which is in the middle of nowhere, beautiful countryside. That's where I was born.
And so then they thought, we're just going to start manufacturing these vehicles.
Back then in the teens and 20s, almost every city, large and small, had somebody who was piddling around trying to make cars. Okay, there weren't any big 3, there were big 2,000, okay? Kissel is most well known for its 1919 to 1925 Kissel Gold Bug. This is a Kissel Gold Bug. I have 2 of the remaining 5 of this year and model.
Wait a minute, there's only 5 left in the world right now.
Of this year and model, yes.
And you have 2 of them.
Yes, we'll do 70 miles an hour.
No.
If you're crazy.
But
a very strong, durable engine, and find engines in tractors and sawmills with no car attached, but the engines were very, very good. It was in a museum since the early 1940s. It went from a museum in Massachusetts to a museum in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, to a gentleman named Kissel, no relation, who was murdered. And
Ron, the story took a dark turn.
And the Fed seized his assets, including this car, and I bought it out of a federal auction. Nobody knew what it was at the auction except for me, and I was very fortunate to get it because these rarely come up. It is a wood-framed car, oak and ash, and it's clad in, not steel, aluminum.
Oh. Is it easy to drive or tough to drive?
It's a chore because the accelerator and spark advance, which you don't have on a modern car here, and the transmission is what's known as a crash transmission. You have to feel your way into the gears. These were known as outrigger seats.
No.
They were sold as outrigger seats, but they rapidly became known as suicide seats or...
Wait, they expected someone to sit on the outside there?
Yes, please have a seat.
I mean, it looks like the safest thing in the world
Yes,
right about
you've
now,
got
right?
a footrest.
70 miles an hour, just like this. What year is this?
This is a 1918.
And there are how many of these?
This is the only surviving Kissel Gibraltar with its hardtop of any year. This is the only one.
This seems pretty special.
This is a 1921 Kissel Sport Tourister. It's the only one of this model and year that exists. This one runs the best because it's got an original untouched engine, not restored. It's got the original cast iron and everything, and it's gorgeous. And this one has been to a few concours. It's a nice showstopper.
This is really unique.
This is, what you're looking at here is a recreation of a 1917 Kissel 638 light delivery truck, U.S. Army. It's believed that they sold trucks to the Wisconsin National Guard.
How did this vehicle come to you? Because this is a project for you.
I had so many engines and chassis, I didn't have enough parts to do a 1917 car, but I did have enough to do a 1917 truck. I also wanted a vehicle that would hold multiple passengers because my grandchildren loved the Woodward Dream Cruise, and this will hold 7 or 8 grandchildren.
Oh, this is definitely a good grandchildren carrier. Why Kissels? Why this collection and everything that you do?
I was born in Wisconsin in the farm country where these were made. They were way too expensive, but I saw one when I was an adolescent and fell in love with them.
Do they call you the Kissel guy? Like, what's the nickname around the classic car circles for you, Ron?
I'm just Ron. People who are into this hobby, we don't own cars. We're just caretakers for a certain number of years, and then we pass them on to somebody else when we're gone. Because these cars deserve to be preserved for posterity. They're beautiful, they're fun.
People say, wait, what is this?
No, they always say, oh, look at that Model T or look at that Model A. And so,
You're like, no.
I stopped doing that. Yeah. So that's what's in my garage.
All right, so you're saying, I want to see more cars. We have more cars for you. We have Mustangs, Corvettes, MGs, Challengers, Porsches, Lamborghinis. We even have a working fire pole in a garage. That's a long story. All of the episodes are streaming right now on Local 4 Plus. But hey, maybe you have something in your garage that you'd like us to see. Just hit me up by email at garage@wdiv.com, and then maybe me and the crew will come check out and see what's in your garage. My big thanks to Bill and Melissa Kazera for allowing us to be here in their beautiful garage at M1. That's going to do it for me. I'm Christy McDonald. I'll see you next time on What's in That Garage.